We're the first in the country to test the X-9000. Let's do this. Man, so the guys are teasing me hard about my old girl, so I decided to build a new one, and this one I gotta say is scary fast. Brian showed up with that new bike of his, the Ludicrous build, and it's basically an Ultra B killer. It's the fastest bike I've ever ridden. I wanted to build something that would compete, but I wanted to keep it playful and light and fun. I think that's exactly what I've done. So instead of going KO like he did on his build, I'm going X-9000. So let me talk you through my new build. It's all about the X-9000. This is a prototype that was shipped to us. 15 kilowatts, 600 phase amps, 72 volt system, and man is it fast. To do that justice, I wanted to build a brand new bike, brand new motor, 5 miles on it. Wanted to make it light and fun and fast, hence the wrap from our good friends at ECD Wraps, and then our other friends at Warp 9 hooked us up with these sweet 1619 wheels, and it is an absolute blast. Okay, so I just got back from first ride. One battery dead, and I gotta say I love this bike. Coming from Old Girl, which had, what, 60 volt, 12 kilowatts, 425 phase amps. This is a monster compared to that. What impressed me the most was how smooth and controllable the power is. I'm able to pop a wheelie way easier, hold that wheelie better because the throttle is so smooth. And it's worth noting this is an OEM throttle. One thing I wanted to do when building the new one was keep it similar from a size. Small, light, fast, and fun. But I wanted it to be faster, wanted it to be a little bit more capable. And this is way faster. The torque is instantly noticeable over my previous tune on the back 4000 it was 60 volt, it was 12 kilowatts, 425 phase amps. So while it was capable, it wasn't the fastest bike around. This is 600 phase amps and about a 15 kilowatt tune on a 72 volt battery, so the torque is enormous. When building a new bike, I wanted to also keep it 1619 because that's the size that I love. When I think of a Surron, I think of fun. So where Brian's bike is way bigger, way more capable, way faster, it kind of lost a little bit of that fun, playful nature. Not this bike, I kept it. I did want to change a few things that we've been testing. I went back to my Dorado Expert. We tuned it ever so slightly. I'm running Von Cat on the rear. Other than that, the bike's pretty familiar. Okay, so now the downside. We're here at our local sand dunes. It's really deep. Although it's a blast, it really zaps batteries, and unfortunately it drains power. So I overheated the motor several times when we were playing around. Now that was wide open, full throttle, just carving, having fun, but I found the limits of this brand new motor pretty quickly. But I think 15 kilowatts and 600 phase amps will do that, which leads me to what this bike will become. I do want to get a new motor for it. I potentially want to maybe get a longer swing arm to keep all of that power to the ground. The thing I want to be careful about is not building a complete monster bike like Brian did. So since I've overheated this brand new motor and found its limits so quickly, I'm going to have to put a KO motor on it. I think the X-9000 paired with the RS motor is going to give me a more bulletproof setup that I want out of a bike. As much fun as I was having the dunes, I just want it to keep going and never end, right? I wanted to come back, maybe swap batteries and keep going. So that's what's next for this bike. Okay, so if you're one of our customers, you know I've probably told you that we normally don't recommend tuning the back 8000 to 15 kilowatts. It becomes extremely twitchy in the power delivery, meaning when I test ride a brand new bike, if it's a back 8000 72 volt, it'll wheelie at 50 miles per hour with me on it. I'm a fairly lightweight guy, but I let that serve as a warning to everyone who's going to get a new bike, because you typically don't ride power mode 5 out of 5, right? On this, I was riding the full 15 kilowatts at 600 phase amps and having an absolute blast. So I found that it was a lot more controllable, it was a lot smoother, and it wasn't as peaky. That'll be interesting to dive into a little bit deeper when I get a KO motor put on it. I often will reiterate the idea that keep the Surron for what it was intended to. Keep it fun, keep it playful, keep it light. This is my go-to recipe every time. So I know there's a lot of questions about the X-9000. Most importantly, it was designed for an electric motorcycle, not just a Surron. So this same unit can be put on our Talaria. It can be put on a full moto build if you want. It has a port for accessories, potential for water cooling. We're only scratching the surface of what's capable out of this new controller. So those are my first impressions. Had an absolute blast, have a recipe for success, and I'm really looking forward to what this bike can become. But I'm curious what you guys think as well. So drop a comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want for the next video. We're not quite done yet. KO motor is on the way. What else should we do? All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what we do, don't forget to subscribe, follow us for more, and we'll see you next time.